Hey everybody, today we're going to do another Bubble.io tutorial, and today's tutorial we're going to go over creating dynamic login / sign up / reset pages, or forms you can call them. And what it basically is what we're looking at here. And so you can see I've added a login tutorial page to my test application that we use, and I'll go ahead and refresh just so you can see it loading up. And this is pretty much what it looks like. You have a short little tagline. I put a picture in. Customization is key here. You can do it as you please. We're going to focus mainly on the function, so I'm not going to really do much customization. But this is something I built in a matter of 15 minutes or so. So you enter this login page. Now I'm not registered, so what I can do is click not a user, sign up, and then we can go ahead and sign up. So write Parth, mandaro.com. We can do a password, just like that. And we can hit sign up. And you can see once I get signed up here, I get directed to an account page. Again, we're not going to go over the account page portion. This is just, in theory, you would get navigated to, an account page, order page, home page, something of that sort. So you can see now I'm logged in to this page. And so similarly, if we were to go back and I want to just log in, so I know I'm already technically logged in, but this is how the login portion works. So we did the sign up portion, and you just be like that, and hit login, and same thing, it's going to log me in, and you can see I'm logged in there. And then let's say I forgot my password, so I can hit forgot your password. I can type this in, that, and hit reset, and it's going to go ahead and send a reset email with a link that goes to Bubble's reset page by default. So that you can't change the URL, but you can customize it. So it's just going to go right to that. So let's go ahead and get started on building something nice and dynamic like this, where you can click, sign up, and it shows a sign up form. Click login, forgot your password, along with your logo and a really nice UI look, essentially. So this is it right here in the background. And basically the functional goal of today's tutorial is to figure out how to use states in terms of forms, specifically authentication forms. So let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new page as usual. And we're going to call it, YouTube login page tutorial, TUT. Cool. And hit create. Cool. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to click on the page, change the container layout to row, should be fine. We're going to go ahead and add in a group to this here, and we can make this fixed width. We can make that side, the left side we've looked at, like 70 is fine, I think. We could do like 65 maybe. 65, then we'll do 35. Okay, so 65 on that. We're going to remove this min height over here, and instead we're going to click this one right here, among vertical alignment. What this is it's vertical stretch, and it basically just stretches it to the height of the page that is being displayed, basically the screen. So we have that done. Again, I'm not going to get too far into customization like this one, just because this is more of a functional tutorial. But we can go ahead and set like a nice gradient, maybe, just to give it something here. I don't even know what to set it to. We can go with like this blue to like, yeah, that's fine. That looks good, honestly. Cool. And then go like that. I don't like that. Nope. There we go. I like that. We can go with that. Cool. So this is going to be our actually, I don't like that. Okay, that's going to be our login page. We'll keep it how it is. Cool. So now we just need to add our group for the right side. So we can change this group's name to left container. And then we can go ahead and copy and paste that. And we can call this right container. Cool. And then we're going to go ahead and edit this one. And we're going to make this 35%. Because we made this the 65 and we want it to total out to 100. And this I'm going to keep. We can go with, just do like a little bit of an off-white. That, yeah, that's good. Cool. So boom, now we have our left side and our right side set up for the login page. Now you can do this in different ways, but like I said, customization isn't the key component here. That's why I'm just kind of putting together something for the sake of the tutorial here. this, fit with content, and I apologize if I'm going fast, but right now it's just the customization portion, and that you can do to your leisure and do pretty easily or creatively without following a tutorial. So I'm gonna just throw in something here. Welcome to Brand Arrow, which is my agency. So we actually work on bubble development and stuff like that. So we're releasing a couple plugins and stuff. So I'm just using, if you see Brand Arrow name, that's why I'm using it. We're gonna go Brand Arrow. Yeah, let's do that. Like I said, for the tutorial, don't want to do something extravagant with the styling and customization. We can keep it very simple. Copy and paste it, and I can put this to like 30. I can make this thin. Home. The best bubble tutorials. There we go. Cool. That's actually factual. Just kidding. So there we go. We have the left side created, and now we get to do the fun stuff, which is actually create the authentication forms and set up conditionals and set up the workflows. To do that, we're going to go over here to the right container. And first and foremost, what we're going to do is we're going to click this little eye up here, and that's going to open up our element inspector. And here you can see different events, actions, and states associated to a specific element. So we're going to go ahead and create a custom state. Sorry, I apologize. We're not going to do that on the right container. You want to do that on the actual page name. There we go. So my page name is called YouTube login page TUT. Now yours could be obviously called anything, login, sign up, whatever. You want to get to that page, click the little eye, and then click add new custom state. And here we're going to type in for state name show. You could name this form, display, type, whatever you really want. It's not really going to be externally facing. It's more internal logic, but it's going to be in the URL bar at most, if at all. So yeah, you're going to throw in the state name show, and we're going to set it to a text and click create. Now for the default value, I like to do login because you usually want people to be directed to a login page primarily, and then if they don't have an account or forgot it, they can navigate across the board to one of those forms. So that's all we have to do there. Cool. So now we can get started with the right container. So first and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add in, the logo. We're just going to add in an image. So I'm going to throw in an image here. We can call this logo. And I'm going to make this centered. And then I'm going to click right container, and I'm going to set everything to be centered in it. Cool. So now we have our logo, and we want to just go ahead and add that in. So I actually have my logo pulled up here, so I'm just going to copy and paste it in. Cool. And then let's fix our height and width for the logo. Now this might come down to what looks best for your brand, so it's really up to you on that. I kind of know what works well for mine, so I can just kind of throw it on. Oops, not 200 there. Okay, 220. Yeah, perfect. So that's the size I'm going to use for mine. So yeah, once we have the logo in, now we can actually start adding the inputs. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to add a group inside of here to kind of act as the sub form, the sub container. So we're going to do login is going to be our group's name. And first, we're going to go ahead and leave it as column. You could center it, and then click this over here to center, align it within the parent, which is the right container. And then for width, we could do a fixed width. Let's say like 260 maybe. Maybe go 280 actually. You can make this. You can kind of put a min width on it and a max width. I think 280 is a good standing point because it's going to fit on mobile screens, which are around 320, 340 and above. And 280 is just right because you don't want your login form to be super wide. It's not going to take up an email or password is not going to be extravagantly long. But it is good to have a strong email password. Min height, we're going to leave at 60 for now because it says fit height to content. And then we can go ahead and add our inputs. So let's go ahead and add that. So we're going to click over here to input and add that in to our group. Perfect. So in our login group, we have our input. I'm just going to change this input's name to email. There we go. And because I know we're going to be creating a sign up form and then also a reset form, I'm just going to write email login. So I know this email input is specifically correlating to the login form. And then for placeholder, we can email, content format, email. I like to check the prevent entry key from submitting just because I'd rather they click the little login button. And then obviously it should not be empty. Perfect. I'm going to change a little bit in here just because I think it's too tall by default. Make it like 42 and 220 and center that within its parent. Perfect. So I'm going to go right back here to our login group here, and I'm going to just change the background style so we can see it a little better. So we'll just make it white. That should be good. Roundness, we can add like 12 to it. That looks good. And then, yeah. So that should be fine there. And then we can go ahead and copy and paste. And now we have our second input. And this one we're going to change to input password login. And I'm going to do login just because that sign up form is also going to have that password input for the user to set a password when signing up. Placeholder is going to get changed to password. Content format, password. Again, keep these two checked. This one you could turn off prevent enter key if you want, user to type in their email, then hit password and just be able to click enter on their keyboard. But again, I prefer to just have them click the button, so it's just the way I go about it. So now with this login element, or actually what we can do first is we can add a button in. Click button, put that in the login group, and it's going to be button login. Change the text to login. Cool. First and foremost, just going to center align this, and we can make this. We can make it the same size as our inputs, which is usually it gives it a good aesthetic look. And make this like actually do that. And instead, I'll just add some padding to this to make it look a little cleaner. Yeah, cool. And then we can add some roundness to it too, a little bit more. Cool. And honestly, the color is fine, but yeah, we could go for this one. I'm not going to add any hover or anything on it right now, just because again, not a styling tutorial. Okay, so now we're going to go back into this login group, and we're going to click apply spacing between elements, and here we can define a bit of space to create between these. So you kind of just have to eyeball and work it out. I think 10 is good. It looks good like that. And then you're going to go ahead and add padding to this to give it that form look. And boom, and there we go. Just like that, you have a simple like login form built. Now I did change it up a little bit from the example I created. Obviously this doesn't have the white border, but the more the merrier. So I gave it a nice little like border here to kind of work around. And then we can actually go into this right container and do the same. We can give it this 10 just so this logo kind of isn't sitting right on top of this. So if your logo's mine has padding in the actual image itself, but if yours doesn't, you can mess with this and make it like 50 and really give it some space, whatever you prefer. Just stick with 20 for now. Okay, cool. So this is done. So now we're gonna go back to login here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna untick this element is visible on page load button, and we're gonna untick collapse when hidden. We are going to tick collapse when hidden, and I like to tick the animate collapse operation and just leave slide up and down. I think it looks good that way. And then we can go over to conditional, and we can do when, and we're going to type in this page's name, which is going to be on the left on your layers or elements. So this one, again, like I said, is YouTube login page. And so now when you click that, you're going to see that custom state we created. So I called mine show, if you remember. Whatever you call yours, you want to click that. And you want to do YouTube page, YouTube login pages show is, and then we're going to type in login like that. You can do uppercase, lowercase, no big deal. I'm just going to do lowercase. So when the state is set to login, we want it to display this login group basically. So we're going to choose this element is visible as the property to change and make sure it's ticked. And then the reason we set this to this element is visible on page load and we untick that is because by default it's going to already set that state to login because that's what we defined in our page here, if you recall. So it doesn't really make much of a difference. It's just going to be easier to copy back and forth to build those other forms. And so let's go ahead and look at the preview of this now, so we can kind of get an idea of how it's looking. Perfect. So this is what we have built so far, which is looks pretty nifty, I'd say. So let's go ahead and make those sign up and reset forms really quickly. So you want to go ahead and grab this login form here. You're going to hit Command C, Command V, or Control, or just copy and paste, and it's going to go ahead and paste it right here. And we're going to change this to sign up. Perfect. Now, first thing I recommend you do is go to conditional over here and just change this YouTube login page show is sign up. So that's going to be whatever your page is and the state we created is sign up. And then it's going to be visible on that. Perfect. So now that we have that done, I'm going to actually come into each one of these elements and make the changes to indicate that this input is now for sign up. So it's pretty straightforward. Button login, we're just going to change to sign up because that's what we're doing with the user now. Perfect. Now we have these created. And so sign up, I'm going to create just one more field. Now you can do multiple if you need, depending on your context, but I'm just going to make it very simple. So what you want to do is you want to just copy one of these inputs, or at least that's what I'm doing, and then paste it, and you can go over here to layout and make first. And I'm just going to do name. Keep it very simple. Content format is going to be text for this. Again, keep those two ticked, and then boom, we just have now name, email, and password, and you can sign up on the platform. And then maybe you can have an onboarding flow later on, which is actually how I like to commonly do this because people don't like to toss in a lot of information on sign up. So there we go. Now that that's set up, we can go ahead and copy and paste this login again. And so we're going to have it paste again, and this one we're going to change to reset. So first thing we'll do is go to conditional, change this show to reset. It should be in quotes just like that. And we don't even need a password for reset. We just need the email field. So I'm going to delete that. And for the input email, I'm going to change this now to reset. So we know this email input is now for the reset. And then we can go to this login button and change it to reset. Cool. And then change this, reset. Boom, done. Cool. So now we have that set up. And remember to make sure to set the conditional. And now we can begin with the workflows. So these are pretty straightforward. Basically what you want to do is start adding the text that you want to display on each one of these forms. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and hit add text. Now you can do a button if you really want. I think text looks best. So I'm just going to do forgot your password, reset. And then I'm just going to center this, make it like a light font. You can make it smaller. There we go. That looks good. And I like to go to layout and just get rid of this min height and fit width to content. And then we can center it on the container. Cool. And then I'm just going to literally grab this, copy, paste it right below. And I'll change the top one to actually the sign up one. So not a user, question mark, sign up. Cool. So now we have those two there. I'm just going to add a little bit of margin on this because it's very close to the login button. Cool. That looks good. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Shift and select both of these and hit Command C or copy. I'm going to click my sign up container and I'm going to hit Command V or paste. And now we have it on here. Now for the sign up, obviously the user is already signing up, so you don't need to write not a user sign up. That's what they're doing. So I'm going to write already a user log in. Boom. Or and then we can actually get rid of forgot your password because I feel like no one's really going to be on the sign up form and then be like, oh, you know what? It's because I forgot my password. I remember it now. It's either going to be on the login page or on the reset page. So you can delete it there. Now we can go ahead and shift click both of these, copy, and we can add them to our reset. So just paste those in, and we can do, here we can do not a user sign up. Again, with reset, I also wouldn't use something like sign up there. I think I would go more of remember your login. Or I would say remember your password, login. Oh my god, there we go, login. Cool. So now we have a little text on each one of these. Then again, here I'm just gonna add some margin to set it off. Yeah, cool. So now we can actually start adding the workflows. So I'm not going to actually display the workflows for going through with the login, sign up, and reset because they're very straightforward. I'm not going to create them again, but I will show you what was done in the original one in a second here. But first and foremost, what I want to work on is these little buttons or text to switch between the forms. So let's do that. So let's go first with the login one, and we're going to do not a user sign up, and we can click add workflow from appearance, and we're going to do set state of an element. So the element is going to be the first one, which is going to be the page. The state is going to be the one we created, and you can see this text says not a user sign up, which means we want them to go or end up at sign up. So we're just going to set this as sign up. Cool. Go back, and then you're just going to pretty much do the same thing for forgot your password. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste it from the other one here so we can just do it quickly. Instead of sign up, we want them to go to reset. So I'm going to set it to reset. Cool. And then now we're in the sign up section. Same thing, add workflow. I'm just going to paste it in. And we want this to change to login because they're on sign up and they're already a user. They want to log in. And then same thing's actually going to apply to this reset one. So again, I'm going to paste it and change the value. Oops. Change the value to login. Cool. And just like that, this should now fully work and be able to actually flip through the forms. So we can do not a user, sign up, already user, login, forgot password, reset. Cool. So everything works very fluid, and you can see that little animate that we ticked off is giving us that little animation. Animate on collapse is giving us this little animation. Now, like I said, I'm going to go through and show you the actual workflows for the login. So for the login, the sign up, and the reset. I'm not going to do it again just because it's very straightforward. So for the login button that I had in the example that we saw in the beginning, it's literally when the login button is clicked, it's logging the user in using that email and password, and then just going to a different page, which it's a theoretical account page, just a sample page I built. For sign up, what I'm doing is I'm signing the user up by using that email and password, and then clicking change another field and setting the name from my user data type to that input names value that we created, and then going to that account page. With reset, it's even more straightforward. You just click here to add an action, and you just type in, you can go to account, I believe it is, and there we go, send password, reset email. You put in that input for the email in the reset group. You put that value in, you could customize it as is, and that's it. So those two buttons are really, really self-explanatory. Now, with this tutorial, I do want to show you guys something that I think will be useful that I did not put into this original example. And sorry, let me just find this here. Yep, this is what we're working on. And I think it'll be a very useful a trick that I know of and will help you guys. So what it is basically, you have this set up, and when people come to your login page off of a button on your home page or whatever, they're presented here and they can log in, right? But what if you want a sign up button on your header or some other CTA, right? Or you want a get started or anything of that sort. What would happen is they theoretically come to this page because this only has one URL, right? It's one page. And what they would see is login, and then they'd have to click here, not a user, sign up, and then sign up, which it's not a great UX. And so a way to fix that would be to actually have them come onto this page and automatically show the sign up. And that's what we're going to do. So to do that, we want to just go over here to workflows in your login page. And we're going to do click here to add an event. We're going to do when condition is true. I'm just going to change the color to red for these, just so you guys, and I'm going to change the ones that we did with the states before to blue, just so you don't get lost in the video. So red is what we're working on to set the states using the URL, because I can't just type in, /signup here, for example, right now. Cool. So to do this, what we're going to do is go up here, and we're going to do this using parameters. So we're going to do when condition is true to click this, and we're going to do only when, or sorry, we're going to do first every time, run this every time, and only when get data front page URL parameter show is sign up. We're going to set the state of an element, and that element's going to be our page. The custom state's going to be the state we created, and the value is going to become sign up. Boom. So what this basically is saying is when this URL is empty, just show the login page, because that is our default. That's what it's supposed to do anyways. If I click here, that's what it's going to do. But what we're adding and telling it is if there's a parameter inside of here saying show, and so this is how parameters are added to URLs. If you don't know, it's a question mark and then the parameter name equals and then the value. So it's key value. And so our key would be show equals, and now this is our value. So if it says sign up, we're telling Bubble show this user the sign up form, like set the state to sign up. So that's what it's going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this condition we just created, and I'm just going to revamp it for the reset function. So I'm going to do get show from page URL is reset, set the state to reset. Boom. And just like that, that's set up. So now let's say even at some point you do want to show your user how to reset their password, you can actually just provide them this link and do the question mark show equals reset, and they'd be able to come in here, put in their email, and it'd send them a reset. So it's very featureful. So I have this URL typed out from before, and so I'm going to go ahead and enter now. So before, obviously, it wouldn't do anything, but now that we've added that workflow, because we have the page's URL question mark show equals sign up, and we hit enter, you'll now see we're being presented with the sign up button and the sign up form instead of the login. So I'll click enter again, and you can see sign up is popping up. Now it's going to operate just as usual. So I can click login and go back to login. Forgot my password, but this specific URL is now telling Bubble to assign this to sign up. So this URL is going to stay static, and you can put this as the sign up, get started, or sign up button on your header or CTA. You would just put this link in with the parameter in it. So we also did it for reset, so I'm just going to change it to reset and hit enter, and you can see now it shows with reset. But if we were to erase this and just have show or have nothing, either or, it's going to just default, which is login. So I hope this YouTube tutorial has been useful to you guys. I use every single trick that I've mentioned in my own startups, two of which I have currently, along with when I do Bubble development for clients. This is usually my favorable scheme of organizing an authentication page. I have my left side with a little bit of a tagline, marketing gimmick, and my right side with the actual authentication. So this is pretty much what I follow. I have the same exact strategies in place. Not a user, then sign up, forgot your password. It works really well. It's super dynamic. It's really fluid because you have one page URL and the user can do absolutely everything having to do with their authentication from it. And another thing is you can obviously specify, like I showed you in the URL, if you want the user to see the sign up first, or if you want them to see the reset first or the login first. So it's super featureful. Wish it was something that was a little bit more integrated already into Bubble's UI for creating something like this, but not hard at all. Super easy. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it's of use to you guys, and I see comments of it being used in projects. But as always, thank you for watching. Drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next, and any questions you might have on this, and so on. So thank you guys.